Hey guys, this is Fox12. I'm here to give an update on the updated crit item changes that Riot is planning to release on the newest PB cycle. I believe this should be hitting PB sometime soon. I believe these crit item changes are going to apply either on 9.2 or 9.3, so probably leaning towards 9.3 considering I haven't seen it on PB yet. But they just released this about 5 hours ago. I took a look at it, and honestly, as a melee crit user myself, I main TRYNDAMERE, I'm not excited about these crit item changes. However, I can see that it could be geared towards ADCs, and they might be pretty excited about it. Well, we'll see what you guys think. Anyways, the project goals that they were trying to hit was that crit users have an item path that they are excited about. I really don't have a specific item path I'm excited about for TRYNDAMERE. But, again, this is, every time they update crit, they forget YASUO, they forget Trend. They usually update it a little bit later down the line to make it feel better for those champions. But right now, I don't know. Because let's take a look at the first change. Fam Dancer. I'm going to tell you right now that this is a nerf to so many melee champions that use this item. Now, I agree that Fam Dancer needed some kind of change, but this isn't the kind of change that's going to help someone like TRYNDAMERE. Someone like YASUO. YASUO will... I guess he gets a 280 damage shield going below 30% HP. That's okay. But it definitely isn't 12% damage reduction. Also, for the same cost, listen to this. For the same cost, 2800, we're losing on 15% attack speed compared to what it is on the live server currently. We're losing out on... Losing on 5% crit chance since the updated version only gives 25%. We are losing out on the ghosting part. What this means is basically when you have Fam Dancer, you ignore units. So basically you can't get creep locked, which is honestly amazing. At least for TRYNDAMERE, at least, and the other champions that may use Fam Dancer. This doesn't have that. Now, this has 7% move speed compared to 5%, but if you're within 550 units of a visible enemy champion, you get 5% plus an additional 7% move speed. So, honestly, we're losing another 5% move speed there, too. So, less damage overall. This just straight up does less damage. The item path is kind of weird. I guess 2 Brawler's Gloves, that's kind of interesting. We're losing out on the damage reduction, which is much more worthwhile for someone like TRYNDAMERE. And we're losing out on the little ghosting effect to ignore unit collision. Again, most of these changes, it's kind of like a nerf to melee users using Fam Dancer. But honestly, I think this will be a buff to range users. So right now... say you're a 1400 health Caitlyn, you get 12% damage reduction currently on Fam Dancer. Someone like Talon comes over, bursts you down. That shield is going to help you out way more than the damage reduction will. However, for any kind of bruiser or someone with high base stats like TRYNDAMERE, the damage reduction was way more worth it than the shield will be. In fact, I think the shield, if I build Fam Dancer and I try it out, I feel like I'm going to miss ultimates just because I misjudge, how good the shield is going to be before I have to ult. Now, crit users have defensive options that fit into their core builds. Most melee users wouldn't use a crit item for a defensive option. So this is just... They should just say ADCs. They shouldn't say crit users. You know what I mean? Crit users become more satisfying for all levels of play. I don't know what I'm going to build. Let's take a look at the rest of the changes first, then I'll come back to this. Alright, so let's take a look at Rapid Fire Cannon. Again, this is a ranged item. So this would be, well, I mean, I guess you could technically build on melees, but it's mostly for, you know, your marksman. Let's take a look at the change. So I think this is all the same. I think they just took 5% crit chance off of it, but gave it 2% more move speed. Okay. Stag Shiv, I think is the same thing. Let me double check. Yeah, it took off 5% crit chance, but added 2% more move speed. I guess they're adding move speed into the Zeal items just to help AD carries like kite out opponents. Runans, I think it's the same thing. Actually, Runans currently has 7% move speed. Interesting. It's just Runans just got nerfed a little bit. Lost 5% crit chance. Okay. Now, let's talk about Essence Reaver and Spirit Shojin. So, you guys might have played Nexus Blitz and seen the Spirit Shojin on Nexus Blitz. You're like, dang, this is a fun item for bruisers, right? No, well, this, I mean, I guess, like, something like Jax could still build this, right? Because, what is this item really? 70 attack damage, 20% cooldown reduction. After you cast your ultimate, your next basic auto attack within 10 seconds grants you 50% attack speed and basic refunds. Basic attacks refund 20% of your remaining non-ultimate cooldowns. That's basically Essence Reaver, except as 5 less attack damage. Let me double check this. Yeah, it's 5 less attack damage, and it doesn't have the mana deal. So like, if Jax builds this, like you know, there's a chance I guess he could run out of mana because he doesn't have the mana component added to this item. But it does cost 200 gold less than the current Essence Reaver, I think. Oh wait, no, it's the same cost. Okay, yeah, this is just basically a nerfed Essence Reaver. Okay. I mean, I guess that hits champions like Jax. Yeah, it's basically just a nerfed Essence Reaver. Exactly what it is. And the Essence Reaver that they put out, if you guys remember Season 6 Essence Reaver, or Season 7, I think they're both the same. But I have a picture here. So the Essence Reaver that they're planning to put out is basically a, like, kind of changed version of the Essence Reaver, you know, that was back, like, from back then. So old Essence Reaver cost 3,500, gave you 30% CDR, 65 attack damage, and 20% crit chance. This current Essence Reaver gives 60 attack damage instead of 65, but 5% more crit chance. Only 20% cooldown reduction. And the basic refunds, it refunds 1.5% of missing mana compared to 3% max mana. So, old Essence Reaver, definitely significantly better. But Riot came kind of close to making this, you know, somewhat to what it was. Now, let me talk this in terms of TRYNDAMERE. TRYNDAMERE is going to like this item. Will it be like the old Essence Reaver? No. We're going to miss out on extra 10% CDR, which is kind of important. I guess we could take, you know, we do have Transcendence, but then back then we had 10% CDR scaling on runes. So, I don't know. This is, you know, this is essentially like a nerfed version of, you know, the old Essence Reaver, which, coming up to our next item, is going to be my exact same feeling. Infinity Edge, it's the same as it used to be, except, again, critical strikes deal 225% damage instead of 200%. Now, old Essence Reaver was 250% crit damage, rather than 225%. So, like, this new Infinity Edge is, like, the new Infinity Edge and the new Essence Reaver are basically nerfed versions of their old self. So yeah, I think ADCs will like the Infinity Edge change, and honestly, Tryndamere's gonna like it too for the most part because it is more damage against the squishies, which is gonna be our primary source, or sorry, our primary target. With the Last Whisper changes, which I'll go over now, basically Last Whisper, the component, got buffed. Instead of giving 10% armor pen, which is what it gives now, 10% total armor pen, and 10 damage, they're making the current Last Whisper, or sorry, the one that's going to go to live, or the updated version, is going to have 20 attack damage, 20% armor pen for 150 more gold. So, really worth. So, it's essentially just a buff. The overall upgraded versions, like when you upgrade all the way to Lord Dom's or Mortal Reminder, these stay the same. So, now that we've gone through all the items, let's talk about crit users having an item path that they're excited about. Tryndamere has gone through a lot of changes recently. First big change that happened was the change to the original Essence Reaver, right? You know, remember this Essence Reaver? So, the first big change was Essence Reaver taken out. But, at the same time when they changed the Essence Reaver, Rageblade came in. So Rageblade became, you know, really popular. They nerfed Rageblade. We went through an AP Tryndamere phase for a while. But then they reworked Rageblade. So you can't go the AP kind of Tryndamere anymore. Fan Dancer is currently the best item for Tryndamere, like, as a rush. Nobody goes Static Shiv. This is kind of troll, because we have Tiamat for wave clear. But now, for us to get to a point where we have 100% crit, which is, you know, the ultimate goal for all crit users, right? We're going to have to get Shiv, which, honestly, Shiv sucks. Shiv is okay when you compare it when you combine it with Rapid Fire Cannon, because it, you know, doubles the damage or whatever. Also, Rapid Fire makes it, you know, energize faster. But, you know, melees don't really have that. So I think there's going to be a like a hole in the Tryndamere build. So this Essence Reaver, it's kind of nice, right? I think we could use this. Spirit Shojin, can't use that. Infinity Edge, I mean, we'll definitely use it, but again, it's not like it used to be, right? It's not the 250. It's not the, like, you're gonna spin flash and one shot the ADC. Can't do that unless you're just extremely fed. With old Infinity Edge, we could do it consistently, and it'd be like it'd be how we scale into team fights, because we'd be able to E-Flash, right? This just has less damage, less burst. And so right now, what I'm thinking for the Tryndamere build, I think we'll have to go Tiamat into Shiv. We still want Tiamat, right? Just because it's such a good early power spike. You know, I can probably test around with skipping Tiamat and going straight into Shiv, but it's not going to be anywhere as strong. These changes are going to be a nerf to Tryndamere, and I believe it'll also be a nerf to other melee crit users. You know, I'm thinking YASUO probably likes the damage reduction, probably likes the extra attack speed, probably enjoys the ghost component even though he can dash 1,000 times. Probably likes the ghosting component and the extra move speed he gets. Probably likes the extra crit chance too, right? Just because that Fan Dancer power spike is so strong in terms of damage. He also doesn't want to, like, build defense. Plus, with this new Fan Dancer, I think Mo, what he usually goes, especially with the meta how it is right now, and Aftershock is just absolutely OP. I think he likes going Fan Dancer into Sterix Gauge, into Infinity Edge. But since this is the Lifeline passive, you can't go Sterix. You can't go Hex Drinker against, like, AP heavy team. So this is, like, definitely a worse item, right? So the two big crit users that you think of, TRYNDAMERE and YASUO, both nerfed. ADCs, I don't know, maybe a minor buff. I don't know. I think the gold cost might be still too much for him. I think Lucian will like this. I think this is like a good change for Lucian and Sivir and Ashe. But don't forget about us melee users, man. Like, this is sad for melee users. Now, I know, like, there's the whole following with, you know, me and all the other TRYNDAMERE mains. But there's also a lot of YASUO players. I think you need to cater to your player base a little bit, right? Because these changes suck for melees. Maybe, you know what you guys can do? Maybe make Shiv a little bit more worthwhile for melees. Maybe you increase the damage that energized attacks deal. But to make sure that marksmen don't take advantage of this, maybe it does like 75% less damage if you're ranged or something. I don't know. Do something, because this item by itself sucks. It used to be good. You know, what was season 6 Stag Shiv? I think it did a lot more damage than this, right? Oh, no, what it used to do, it had bonus damage versus minions. So maybe what you can do, for melees, you can give the bonus damage versus minions for melees or something. I don't know. That'd help out Shaco jungle too, because I know Shaco's not really a good champ either. And he uses some crit items sometimes too. Yeah, just looking over all this, it's clear that it wasn't geared towards all crit users, right? It's pretty clear that it was for ADCs. So instead of saying crit users, please just say marksmen. Please just say ADCs, because this is not for melee crit users. And like, I think there are a lot of bruisers that use the Fam Dancer too. They won't be able to use that as well. This is not good. I don't like this change. I don't like it. Please, 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 make a fix to this. I know you guys can update still. Because, usual disclaimer, not all these things are guaranteed to ship and are subject to change. So please, change it. Keep the melee crit users in mind. Thank you. That is it. That is my impressions, you know, as a melee crit user of these crit items. You know, basically, in summarization, slightly better for ranged users and worse for melee users. That is my personal opinion. Hopefully Riot makes this better, because honestly, if these changes go through, it is going to be very difficult for TRYNDAMERE to stay relevant in higher elo gameplay. I mean, obviously you can still go into low elo and you know probably stomp some people, right? Like Diamond Plus, it's going to be extremely hard for TRYNDAMERE to stay relevant. He's going to be losing a lot more duels, and he loses a lot of matchups lately. Can we nerf Jax? Thank you. Alright, I'm just going to go ahead and end the video. Let me know what you guys think about these crit items in the comments below. Do you think I'm wrong? Do you think I'm right? Let me know. As always, if you liked the video, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you want to see future content. I'll be seeing you guys. I'll probably, hopefully, when the next crit item changes come out, you know, I'll be right there and I'll give you guys my opinions again. As always, I do my daily videos as well around 3 p.m. Eastern time. So I'll see you guys then.